Alright, folks, right now as we speak, as this video is being shot, what's today? It's the 13th of April. I'm in the process of uploading a review for It Follows, the most recent film I've seen, and the most recent review I've done. So, what about all those other movies I've seen between then and X-Men Days of Future Past? Well, I'm going to break them down into like a two-segment thing. This will be the first segment, so this is most of them I've seen um, while I'm here in the Phase 2 area. The rest I've seen in the Phase 1 area. I'll get to those reviews soon-ish, probably in a month or two. Let's see, because I keep track of what I've seen by the tab. I keep the ticket stubs. So, yeah. So, part of them are here, part of them are somewhere else, so I can't remember all of them. So, the second part of this will come much later, but for now, while I'm uploading, I might as well give myself something to do. So here, as promised, in many videos, I don't know how many, I like to, sometimes I cut it out of certain segments. So anyways, first one, and I'll go from most recent to older, from when I've seen it. So It Follows, let's see, and some of these are going to be re-releases. So they re-released Breakfast Club, saw that, of course it's great. They re-released Rear Window, awesome of course. Kingsman, reviews up. Okay, this is the first one. American Sniper. I liked American Sniper. Good film. I kind of said it a couple of times in my Oscar videos, but maybe not the most worthy Best Picture nominee ever. Not in my top 10 list or anything like that. Still a good film. Bradley Cooper's great, of course. One of the better Clint Eastwood movies we've seen in a while, so hats off. It was a pretty good film. Inherent Vice, oh boy. Paul Thomas Anderson, I'm kind of hit and miss with him. Like Boogie Nights, Magnolia, great films. Wasn't so hot on, what was the one? Oh, I can't remember what it is now. Anyways, this is one I wasn't so hot on, but like, I haven't seen The Master yet, but There Will Be Blood, I think, is his best film he's done. And certainly one of his best performances from his casts, certainly. But, yeah, Inherent Vice, they really had a problem, as I remember, with Joaquin Phoenix's character. He's stoned the whole movie pretty much. I just couldn't get the dialogue out of him. He spoke in such a drawl that you couldn't understand him. So I'll have to see that. I think it's out on DVD now. If not, it'll be out pretty soon. I'll have to red box it and put subtitles on so I could figure out what the hell the story was about. But yeah, there were a couple of moments that were very, very funny. Like you see it in the trailer. There's one part where Joaquin Phoenix is like looking at a picture and he's pretty content. Then he's all freaked out. That was funny. And there's Josh Brolin has some really funny moments. Martin Short was funny. There's some unexpected laughs, like some unexpected things happen, and then you laugh about it. But yeah, so this is one I'll have to watch again. And maybe it was just me, but I just couldn't get anything out of the story the first time. So yeah. It was okay. I gave it a 7 out of 10, by the way. Okay, then they re-released Christmas Vacation. That was a fun watch. Alright, the latest in the Hunger Games series, Mockingjay. Remember, this is all going from current to back. I think the last one I have is from late August. It was, anyway, so, or August or September. We'll get there. Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good. It was a little, of course, I haven't read the books, so the story to me was still interesting, but it was, as many have said, it's pretty slow. Lots of build up and no payoff, which, kind of the same thing happened with when they split the Harry Potter films. I haven't seen the Twilight films because, nope, not for me. But it kind of worked out pretty well for the Harry Potter film, so we'll see how Hunger Games does when Mockingjay 2 comes out this November. The first one I gave an 8 out of 10. It's my least favorite so far, but that's only because I know better stuff is coming, or we assume. They had a series. They re-released all the Harry Potter films, so I have a lot of those. I wasn't able to see all of them, but several of them. Okay, Whiplash. This is one, the Oscar video. I alluded to it, but I want to save my energy for that one for another video. Same with Birdman. I gave a pretty overall review there, so you can go back and find that. If not, I'll probably have more to say on that later. Hint, hint. Oh boy. Dumb and Dumber 2. Yep, I was suckered into buying it. And that's actually because it was at a discount price when I went to see it. And I actually laughed. I actually thought it was pretty funny in some parts. And that's probably just because the nostalgia of seeing Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey on the big screen again. But yeah, recently I was kind of rewatching some of the trailers. I'm like, oh, on second thought, yeah. So it was. I thought it was fun while I watched it, and when it was over, I was like, okay, yeah. It was kind of fun to see, but yeah, not much else to say about that one. I gave it a 6. So, and then I have 2 for Interstellar here because I went to see it twice because I had to figure out what the hell happened. In the end, I still couldn't figure it out, but yeah, I alluded to it earlier, but it's like the more I watch it, the least the each time I find something else to hate about it. Yeah, so and I recently saw it again, I think a week or two ago on DVD. I like McConaughey in it. I like the art direction. I like the robots. The robots are freaking awesome. Um, yeah. Otherwise, otherwise, story problems, of course. Forced conflict where there shouldn't be. Um, yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I still think it's pretty good, but I don't know. Um, yeah, definitely not the huge film that many people were expecting. But this is another sign, like with Nolan with his last film, Dark Knight Rises, where if you go in with too high expectations, you're only going to be disappointed. I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, next, Big Hero 6. Yeah, this is one. It was a fun film. I definitely don't think it should have won the Best Animated Feature, and not even um, with Lego Movie knocked out. I mean, definitely, if Lego Movie was in, it would have won easily. But I was thinking there were probably more. There were better candidates in there. I think. Yeah. So, yep, Big Hero 6. Yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. The story's predictable and kind of, but the Baymax character is really fun, and I'd kind of like to see what they do if they did a Big Hero 6 the next wave or something, or something, something kind of cool. I kind of like to see a continuation. I think it'd be fun to do it, but yeah, Harry Potter, Saint Vincent, with Bill Murray. I gave this one an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a fun kind of flick. Had funny parts, and when it got serious, it didn't go way too overboard into total melodrama. And yeah, it's one of the better Bill Murray performances we've seen in a while. He was good last year in a small, tiny bit in Grand Budapest Hotel. And was he in anything else last year? I can't remember. But oh yeah, he was in Dumb and Dumber 2. But that was, and most people don't know that he was the. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think it was a fun film, and Melissa McCarthy actually was pretty surprisingly good. And I liked the kid too. And it was kind of, it's one of those movies where if you're in the right mood, it kind of pulls your heartstrings, and and it's a fun flick to watch. Yeah. The Judge. Ooh, I don't know. I've said it before, but yeah, the best part of the movie was by far Robert Duvall. Actually, a really good performance in a pretty schlocky film. The cinematography was good because it's Janusz Kaminski, the guy who does all the Spielberg films. And I kind of liked, Robert Duvall, and Robert Downey Jr. is basically Tony Stark with an R-rated mouth. And there's, I don't remember everything of the story, but I remember, yeah, the film is 2 hours and 20 minutes or whatever. They could have easily cut that down to an hour 40. They could have cut almost a whole hour out of the film, and it probably would have helped. Ugh, yeah, not my favorite. Looks like there are 2 there. Men, Women, and Children. Okay, this, I think, was the worst film I saw last year in a theater. So pretentious, so dumb, so anti what it promises in the trailer. This is Jason Reitman's latest, and Juno, Up in the Air, he's done great stuff. He has fallen from grace. He just can't get anything good out anymore. I mean, the film has a cast of like Adam Sandler and Jennifer Garner. I like Jennifer Garner in this, and even J.K. Simmons is in a tiny role where he's like on screen for 2 seconds. Emma Thompson is a narrator, and it's the film is the subject, of course, of like how computers and technology has changed the way we live. Well, the worst, the most that we've changed and the most it's changed us is a kid can't get it up in real life without actually having porn in the background. Yeah, yeah. 3 out of 10. It was not good. Fury. Okay, Fury. I thought was really a good film. Surprisingly good. I mean, the trailers were okay. I was like, yeah, yeah, I'll go see it. But I was really surprised by the performances in the film because like Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, Logan Lerman, actors who I was like, they're pretty good most of the time. They really hit it out of the ballpark here. And John Bernthal, or whatever his last name is, the guy from Walking Dead, which I don't watch that show yet, but I have to catch up to it after lots of other shows. Yeah, his character was one that you love to hate, and yeah, the action scenes, like there's a couple of the tank sequences that are thrilling. Like especially there's one kind of in the second half of the film where there's 3 or 4 tanks, and then all of a sudden there's a big action scene. That was thrilling and that was intense. And David Ayer, the director, is now doing the Suicide Squad, and frankly, from this film being a judgment of that, it's like I'm more excited and more confident in Suicide Squad being a good film than I am in Batman v Superman. Yeah, so The Fury, 9 out of 10. I really liked it. More Harry Potter. Oh, here we go. Gone Girl. Yeah, Gone Girl is it's one of those films like several others that are in the runner-ups to my top 10 list as they stand right now. Gone Girl is really close to breaking in. I actually saw this on my birthday, and it was a great birthday because I showed a few people American Beauty before we went to see this, and so it's like to get American Beauty and Gone Girl in the same day. For some of these people that saw it with me, because there were a bunch of people that saw it with me, it was like, wow. They were really mesmerized. I was too. The story, I was not familiar with the book too much. I was tempted to read the book before I saw the movie, and I didn't. Since then, I've picked up a copy. I'm going to be reading it soon. I'm kind of reading another book. You might be able to see it in the background there, but it's kind of a... Okay, I won't tell you what it is yet. Maybe I'll get a book review out later. I don't know. I'm kind of in the first third of that. So once I'm done with that, I'll get to Gone Girl. Yeah, really great film. Unexpected in several spots. Obviously, if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. Really good. I mean, Rosamund Pike, of course, was the breakout here, but Ben Affleck. I'll tell you what. For anybody who doubts that he's going to deliver a great Batman, even if that script sucks, which it might for Batman v Superman, he is going to be a great Batman. I know it. I mean, this is a great film, and the thing with his role is not meant to overshadow the Rosamund Pike role. If he plays his part right, then Rosamund Pike overshadows him. So, and that's the case. So, obviously, Ben Affleck played his part perfectly here, and of course, it's a David Fincher film with Jeff Cronenworth, right? Or Cronin, whatever his name is. It'll come to me later, but his usual editors, his music, everything in this film, with the aesthetics and behind the scenes, is totally top notch. And especially when you get to it, the biggest snub I think from this film that didn't get nominated, it only got Rosamund Pike nominated, but the screenplay by author Gillian Flynn. This screenplay, it's like Chinatown. It's kind of, it had elements of Chinatown, Network, 70s kind of films set in the modern context where it's, where the female fatale, kind of, it's wow, just a great film and a great script. So, yeah, it's too bad it didn't get nominated for anything besides Rosamund Pike, I should say. But yeah, this was a great birthday present. Gone Girl. Terrific film. Let's see, I think that's the last Harry Potter. Okay, I mentioned this earlier, but a re-release of Gone with the Wind, of course, really good. Oh, 9 out of 10 for Gone Girl, by the way. A couple of problems with the resolution. There were a couple of things where it's like, wouldn't they have asked questions here and there? Okay, yeah, I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it yet, because I know a couple of people who haven't seen it yet that I'm going to be seeing it with soon. Okay, The Drop. I have to think back to this one. This was James Gandolfini's last film with Tom Hardy, and yeah, the film, I really liked it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. The problem is it's kind of a film that you've seen before, and it doesn't really the script isn't too groundbreaking. but the performances, I think, are what stay with you, because James Gandolfini gets a few lines toward his in the last half of the movie. He especially gets some really great lines. And Tom Hardy surprised me, because in the first half of the movie he's kind of this ho-hum guy, and then in the second half there's a twist with his character that I wasn't expecting, and I'm like, man, everybody who says this guy's a great actor, yeah. I mean, if I was kind of skeptical beforehand, but now I'm like, when everybody says this guy deserves Oscars, I'm like, yeah, I can. If he gets the right role, he could win when his time comes. Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, like that one. Re-release of Wizard of Oz, great, of course. And yep, and then the rest of these are just cheap dollar movies. Re-release like X-Men and Captain America 2, and a re-release of Ghostbusters. They had the 30th anniversary there. What was that, around Labor Day? And yeah, it was great to go and see that. Absolutely great experience to see that on screen. That was a quick movie catch-up, and this is the first part. The second part will be coming a little later. I'll probably get more reviews in between. But until then, this is a movie catch-up for reviews.